Let's talk about the shame surrounding feeling. I used to think this was something cultural. I used to think it was something cultural. Now, I understand that it's a culture of current humanity. Humanity in the current state of what it is. I hear, regardless of, what country or culture or whatever background people have, I hear more often than not, don't cry. This whole thing, don't cry. For a long time, I used to kind of try to hold my tears back. Sometimes I still do, depending on the context. It really depends on the context. There are spaces where I'm more free to let go and release than others. But more often than not, I hear, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry. Somebody might die if you cry. No. Somebody might fall down. I don't know. What's the fear? Let's talk about what's the fear. Crying can be messy. It's literally messy. There's fluid that comes out your face. Sometimes we make ugly faces. I think people don't want to see you cry because it makes them want to cry. Most people. Some people won't feel this. Some people might be happy to see you cry. I don't know. Well, I do know. No, let's talk about the shame surrounding feeling. Let's talk about the shame. Well, should we talk about the shame? Should we talk about the importance of feeling? Let's talk about the fear of feeling and why it's important to set aside this fear. One thing I'm aware of is that when we feel sad, when we feel angry, you realize there's physiological responses to every single one of these emotions and dynamics. There's physiological responses. You're sad, overwhelmed, scared, angry. You can cry for all of these emotions. What? Happy? What? That just clicked for me right now. Crying happens. Wow. Do you know that you release so many hormones and endorphins and all sorts of stuff? You release excess things through your tears, excess chemical substance of your body. You release it through your tears. Yeah. I know some people are I'm not a crier, they don't cry. People don't cry. Ooh, wow. Some people are criers. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I'm not gonna try. But to realize that crying has a physical function, a very beneficial physical function. Now, if your crying is coupled with your demons and your inability to stop dwelling on something mentally, if your mind keeps making you cry, maybe the problem is not the crying. Maybe the problem is your mind. Maybe you need to be near my face. Maybe you need to do some work in your mind. Maybe this is where you need to focus. Crying is going to help you through this process, but you have to look at your mind too. That leads me to another topic, another video topic. I'll mention it to you here, and I will make that video next. Ascension is the conscious choice to look at the pain, to transmute the pain, to overcome the pain. All we're overcoming in this process of ascension is suffering. We're readjusting our relationship to suffering, or the things that make us suffer. Let's put it like that. That is it. We're readjusting our relationships to the things that cause us suffering. Let's talk about feeling. Many of us are scared to feel. We do not want to open the gate, to open the door to something that's going to feel very bad, that's going to hurt, that's going to be scary, that we pre-feeling, we feel like we are not going to be able to understand how to metabolize it and how to face it, how to move through it. I think that's why people fear feeling. We don't yet have the confidence to allow ourselves to feel because we haven't had the experience of what comes after feeling. That is why we fear feeling. That is why some fear feeling. I think even the best feelers are still in this process of like, okay, I can feel, at least in the context of where I'm at. Another note is that the uneasiness is a normal part of what's happening right now. It's not necessarily a goal of just removing all the unease, because there is a lot right now. But through being present with it, we can transmute, we can transform. So, the importance of feeling. This is a wisdom. This is a piece of wisdom that is so important for me to share at this time. You store your feelings in your body. It's all chemical makeup, spiritual makeup. Your body is your vessel. In this current context, we are so widely disconnected from our bodies. If you want to feel, what's going to happen is you are going to have a physical release of some sort. It is a physical experience, and maybe that's why we fear it. Maybe that's why people fear it. Because it is very physical, and we are very disconnected from the physical. However, one thing that needs to be understood at this time is that as you allow those physical responses to come up and to release, you can move on. You can move on from that feeling. Feelings are meant to be felt. Feelings are not meant to be held inside. Feelings are meant to be felt. They are very fluid. They're so fluid. You're going to feel happy this next moment, and then sad the next moment, and then angry, and then you're going to feel happy again, because it's just meant to be felt. It's informational. Your feelings are informational. And that information is stored in the body. Your feelings connect you to your body's wisdom that knows even before your mind knows. This is really important. This is very important. So, allow yourself. Allow yourself to have the physical experience. Lean into it. Let it be cathartic for you. Let it be cathartic for you. Let it be cathartic for you. And you will release that. You will release that. I was going to say, you will release that shit. You will release that. And you will be able to move forward. As you allow yourself to feel more and more, and you gradually build a practice of holding space for you in your own, like for you, for your own self, and your own feeling, and your own healing, your own processes through these big emotions, you will start to gain more confidence in your, like, ability to stay grounded through the feeling. Like, you cannot learn to be regulated unless you let yourself feel, and you let yourself go through this process, and then you find a greater confidence, like, oh, okay, this isn't the scariest thing in the world. That's like anything. Lean into your fears. Lean in. Lean in. And everything's gonna be fine. One happy thing that you realize upon feeling more is that the feelings, they pass. Like, they pass. When we hold our feelings in, then we start thinking that, like, this, if you have this feeling of anger that's just building within inside of you, you are going to start seeing everything in your reality from the lens of anger. When you just allow yourself to feel that anger and to express it and to release it, I'm not saying go project that onto somebody else. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that as you allow yourself to express and to feel it, that means I could do that right here. Me, myself, and the trees, the spirits, all what's around me, what you see. There's no human around me right now. Not in this form. Just allow yourself to feel it. Like, it's like if I just had some anger right now and I just, like, talked through it with myself and, like, felt it, and it was like, ugh. Like, sometimes you have to express what you would say out loud. Just, like, put it into your voice, put it into writing. Not to, like, savor it, not to keep it, but just to release. Put it out so you can move on. This is the art. This is the art of feeling. And it's really important at this time, y'all. The more we can do it, the more we can become stable and regulated within ourselves, and then we can hold that space for other people. The world will be a better place if we just feel. Most of what we see, most of the problems, what we see these days, is just people, like, it's just suppression. Like, that's all it is. Because people be judging themselves for being human. That's all it is. We are human. And in that comes a lot of potent divinity. If we tap in. And we all have our different purposes here. Like, not everybody's gonna be watching this message. So, you know, I'm speaking to those who it resonates with. I'm speaking to you who's still watching, still listening, and resonating and receiving. So, just understand that, we all have different purposes. You cannot pressure or change or control somebody else in their own purpose. You can only take accountability for yourself. You can only be steward over your own life, your own decisions. Do it well. Do it well. And don't be afraid to be yourself. Just feel. Just feel, okay? Yeah, thank you. Talk to you next time.